What were some of the challenges you both faced leading up to the wedding? Shall I start? Do you want to start?
I don't know. This is gonna be a lot. This is a techie question.
Some of the challenges we faced at the wedding. So one was navigating and dealing with parents. So
Mercy God.
I say to people when I speak about it, I'm like, that was the time when I learned how to say no to my mum. I realised that beforehand, I hadn't really been saying no because I never needed to. I never put myself in the position to have to say no. I more just did my own thing. And then we might not see eye to eye, but I'll just do my thing. It is what it is, etc., etc. But now we had to directly collab on bringing this wedding to pass. And she has a vested interest because I'm her son, and weddings in Nigerian culture are such a big thing. It's like, yeah, time to kind of show off a bit. Like, my son's getting married. Like, I want to come out. I want to dance on a vibe. All my people's there.
Come and see what the Lord has done.
You know what I'm saying? For real. So ultimately, like, I went in about 450 guests, and we just split down the way where I had 125.
No, 225, babe.
225 for me and 225 for your half, but then we split it in terms of our own families accordingly. Innit?
I don't know how you split your team.
That's what I'm gonna say. So
I did my thing. You get me?
So in that split, not even before that split, my mum was wanting 200 guests of her own guests to come to the wedding. 200 of her own guests.
That's some people's whole
Half of
wedding.
them man that I didn't even know. Bro. Half of them man hadn't even seen me. For none of them aunties and uncles that would say, I used to carry you.
Bro.
When we were on the plane
I've
tonight,
seen you for 25
I used to carry
years.
you on my knees. Don't you remember me? No, I was 3 years old. I don't remember. But
that's wild.
in that process and a couple other things where I had to learn to be like, no, we can't do this. And my mum, like, when she hears no, it was like, oh, well, just do your wedding yourself. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'm not coming anymore. Just have fun. Just go and do your wedding. Enjoy it and so forth. Just leave me. Just have it. I was like, oh my days. Like,
One thing about Nigerian parents, they're gonna guilt trip you, bro.
Brother, oh my Lord. They are going to trip you with guilt.
Just try and give me one, if you can, give me one plate of rice. I'll sit at the back. You're like, bruv, give it a rest.
Please. So that was difficult in and of itself. Ultimately, when we came round, I just had to learn to say like no and just be okay with the consequences. And that, but obviously ultimately turned out really well. So that was one. I think another thing that challenge faced me was like managing the clash between my wife and my mum. Or not clash, but like if they didn't agree on a point, me being the middle point and like how to navigate that. That was something for me that was hard to do. And hard to like be in that position and navigate. And I've actually had conversations with other people about this and they've gone through a similar thing, which is why I'm bringing it up. Because at the start, I was feeling like I had to be like the waypoint and had to manage my mum's expectation, manage my wife's expectation. And I'm trying to protect both my wife and my mum from each other in terms of them potentially seeing each other as the aggressor or the antagonizer and having this bad view of each other.
You mean antagonist?
Oh, antagonizer is a word as well, though.
I'm not sure it is, but it's in that.
Antagonizer is definitely a word, bro.
You are a antagonizer, but you can see someone as an antagonist.
Yeah. So I'm seeing your person as being the antagonizing person or antagonist.
My brother's looking at me like, see English.
So that was tricky. That was really tricky to navigate, and something that got to a point where I just felt like I'm just between a rock and a hard place, and I think. Ultimately, what happened in that situation was just like you guys kind of you went to your mum, and then your mum spoke to my mum, and then you hearing back from your mum led you to see it from my point of view, and then we went forward.
I don't think that's what happened.
I think that's what happened.
I don't think that's what happened.
I think that's what happened.
I'm not sure it is, but K.
I think that's what happened.
Selective memory, but K.
That's, anyways. I think that's
I
like
remember that date. It was in January. I remember it specifically because I had to go to Birmingham for work, and I was already vexed because I was bare tired, and the whole wedding thing was just becoming like it was on top.
So
And we
ultimately,
had beef the day before.
your mom said to you and you squashed it, and then you were comfortable with doing the thing that was being asked of. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So that was my view. It's like, yo, like,
That's not how you presented it though.
okay. All I'm saying is, yes, that was another difficult challenge. That was another challenge to face. And I think, yeah, like, I've spoken a lot. Maybe you share some of your challenges.
What was the question again?
What were some of the challenges you both faced leading up to the wedding?
Oh, for me, like 2022 was a really trying year because it was just so heavy. Like there was just so much going on, and we had the house going on, we had the wedding going on, we had some personal challenges in my family going on, some personal health challenges that we were all trying to navigate. I had been promoted at work, so I had more responsibilities. And that was just like, I remember getting to the honeymoon and feeling like I basically slept almost the entire time because why are you making that face? Mm-hmm. You're like, I can confirm. Because you don't realize until you get a bit of a breather, you don't realize you've been just going on adrenaline for ages.
Yeah.
Because even then, like before the wedding events, like when your parents came the first time in November, that was a big thing.
In November?
Yeah, the end of November, I think just after my birthday. It was the end of November.
To yours?
To my parents, yeah.
When was that?
The first time they came.
That wasn't when it was all white, was it?
No, that was the second time.
When the first time? Oh, yeah, I remember. So my idea, yeah.
So that was all hands on deck.
Yeah, I remember.
That was just crazy. We had to like just pattern so many things, and there was like a lot of people because you got a big family, big immediate family. I've got a big immediate family, so and then my cousins and stuff. So it was just busy, and then I think my uncle even came that time, the first time as well, and then the second time it was again busy. You know, like it was all hands on deck, and in between that we're working, we're buying a house, we're trying to just stay financially afloat because you're saving for a wedding, saving for a house, but you still have to live, you still have to do things. And then, you know, we had my parents lost money in some business, and it was just a lot. Like it was really a lot. And then tragically we lost my auntie about 5 weeks before the wedding, and that was like another emotional blow to the fam. And I felt last year like I was in a pressure cooker. I grew from it, but it was tough, you know, or just on a personal level. And I feel like I spent a lot of time just, you know, just going through the motions. And it was weird because it should have been, everyone thought, oh, this must be the happiest time in your life. But it was just the most, like, I feel like sometimes God stretches your capacity because now, on the other side, I feel so much stronger. I feel a lot more agile. Like, obviously sometimes things are hard for me, but I'm able to manage a lot more. So yeah, there was a lot of personal challenges for me. The family, yeah, that was interesting. I think for me, our relationship faced a lot of challenges during that time as well, because you both envisage what your wedding is going to be like. But at the same time, on the other side, like, I didn't want to have a traditional wedding at all. Like, I never saw that on the cards for me. But, you know, your parents were adamant about it. And in hindsight, I'm just really glad we did it in the way that we did, because I felt it was a beautiful cultural display. Some of our friends who had maybe never been to a traditional wedding before, especially on like the level it was at. Really had a great experience, and I had an amazing experience. So yeah, like, yeah, that's my answer.